The Yellow Fever by Francisco Terra. The yellow fever virus is 35 to 40 nanometers in diameter and has the shape of an icosahedral capsid, and its genus is Flavivirus. The yellow fever virus is an envelope virus that infects our kidneys and liver cells. The yellow fever virus infects our cells by receptor-mediated endocytosis, which is basically the process in which the virus infects the cell with nucleic acid and other fluids, making the cell reproduce more viruses and eventually bursting, killing it in the process. The yellow fever virus is found in tropical and subtropical areas such as Africa and South America. This particular virus is hosted in living organisms such as mammals, like us humans, and insects, like mosquitoes. The symptoms of the yellow fever are sudden fever, headaches, body aches, nausea, back pain, fatigue, weakness, and vomiting. The yellow fever's vector is the Aedes aegypti mosquito, but the virus first originated from howler monkeys in Africa. You can prevent this virus by avoiding mosquito bites. You can do this by using repellent or wearing long sleeves and pants. Also, there is a yellow fever vaccine which remains active for 10 years but costs money. The American doctor Walter Reed was one of the first to discover the yellow fevers in the 1900s. A yellow fever outbreak happened in 1793 in Philadelphia, which was then the capital of the U.S. This yellow fever outbreak claimed the lives of about 9% of the population. The EYE strategy emerged by the World Health Organization is planning to eradicate yellow fever outbreaks by 2026. The strategy consists of doing a global coalition to tackle the yellow fever hotspots like South Africa and Brazil. Nowadays, the cost of the yellow fever vaccine varies depending on the country. For example, in South Africa, a yellow fever vaccine costs about 350,000 rands, which is 21.51 US dollars, while in Brazil it is totally free. But places that do charge for this vaccine isn't it because they're trying to sell it as a product. No, they're trying to make the money out of it so they can keep making more vaccines. An average human that was not treated would live 6 days before dying of the yellow fever virus. Some people don't have the yellow fever's symptoms, but others do suffer the symptoms for 3 to 4 of those 6 days. Although, if the infected one gets the treatment, it can be possible that it will fully recover after 14 days. But it is most recommendable that you take the yellow fever vaccine. But some people can't access the yellow fever vaccine because of their economic situation or social situation. The social implications of using science for the yellow fever are that not all people have easy access to hospitals or science labs. For example, it is very hard for people in the countryside to have a good treatment in case they get infected with it because the hospitals aren't as good as the one in the urban center, or they're just too far away to access. The economical implications of using science on the yellow fever is that the yellow fever vaccine and its treatment can seem very accessible to you and your families, but not to poor people who struggle just to get $20 in their pockets. This means that the yellow fever vaccine and its treatment costs money and people can't afford that, and this is why each year more outbreaks of the yellow fever appear, and more people keep dying each year. The yellow fever virus originated in Africa and was brought to the Western Hemisphere during the slave trade era, with the first epidemic reported in 1648 in the Yucatan. Over the ensuing 200 years, outbreaks occurred widely in the tropical America, the North America coastal cities, and Europe. Nowadays, the yellow fever causes about 30,000 deaths per year around the world. although 90% of them sadly take place in Africa. These are the sources and pictures I used to make up this presentation.